Hey everybody, we're Steve and Audra. Over the last 3 years, we've been exploring the East Coast of the United States in our self-converted 2019 Ford Transit van.
We've experienced an incredible amount of beauty and traveled in a way that we have dreamt of for a really long time. In our tiny little home on wheels, we've been able to travel with our cats on our own schedule, not having to make reservations ahead of time. If we like a place a lot, we can stay longer than we initially planned, and if we don't like a place or weather's bad, we can move on if we need to. Our van has taken us to the northeasternmost point of the U.S., Quoddy Light in Maine on a foggy morning, and the southeasternmost point in Key West where roosters roam the street and vibrant colors are everywhere. We've enjoyed the history-rich city of New Orleans with its beautiful homes, delicious food, and soulful music. We've experienced the rich colors of fall in the Blue Ridge Mountains, being even with the clouds as they rolled through the Smoky Mountains. We've had amazing wildlife encounters. We've experienced the unexpected intertwining of industry and nature in Richmond, Virginia, and the diverse culture and color of cities like Miami. And it's taken us back to old stomping grounds. Van life has helped us fall more in love with our own state of Florida as we've explored beaches, beautiful springs, cities, and wildlife preserves. It's provided us with the gift of spending crucial time with family during COVID when travel seemed otherwise impossible. And it's given us the opportunity to meet fellow travelers that share the same passion for travel and exploration.
Hey! We've spent many a nights in a Cracker Barrel parking lot. We've also spent a few nights in some remote places surrounded by beauty. These past 3+ years, we've experienced a feeling of accomplishment as we have faced the many challenges of building out our own van, and we felt blessed from these rich experiences.
We've spent quite a bit of time reflecting on the last 3+ years and quite a bit of time talking about how we'd like the next several to look.
So you might be wondering, is this the end of van life for Steve and Audra? Are we considering selling the van? And the answer is no.
To the contrary, we have decided to make what might be a bold decision, maybe a little bit crazy. We're going to put our house up for sale. When we bought an empty cargo van in 2020 and started converting it into a tiny home on wheels, our plan was to travel part-time. But we found that once we started traveling, we wanted to do more of it. We'd get back home and we'd think about being back in the van. After a lot of talking, a lot of thinking, a lot of weighing pros and cons, and praying, we decided to take the plunge into full-time van life. I think the crazy thing about this is that I just assumed we'd live here the rest of our lives. We love the area. We love our neighbors. Just a lot of things about it. But we decided to do this. It's kind of bittersweet and scary. We wonder how long we'll do full-time van life. There's a lot of things that are uncertain. We also wonder if we'll have regrets.
But it's an opportunity we feel like we can't pass up. I think we're making a wise decision for this point of our lives. Actually, the idea of full-time van life or full-time RV life isn't really a new idea for us. It actually dates back to 2009 when we were giving it some serious thought. So much so that we actually test drove a Class A RV. We were pretty serious about it until a job opportunity came up with a company that I was with that I just couldn't pass up. So we kind of put it on the back burner.
So then fast forward to 2020, right when COVID happened, perfect timing for us, we actually bought an empty cargo van, and it was the perfect time to be working at home, building it out and getting it ready for the road, and then we slowly built it out as we traveled with our 2 cats. So if you've been following along, you know all the rest of the story since we bought the cargo van, but if not, you can go back and watch some of our very earliest videos. We've been videoing the whole process of building out and traveling.
And you can go right there. Awesome.
This is very scary in a lot of ways, but also really exciting. We're really excited about seeing the rest of the country. We've been seeing just kind of the East Coast for the last several years, and there's so much to see. At the same time, we're giving up a lot, and that's been a lot to process. There's a lot we'll miss. I'll miss our neighbors, especially, and relationships we have, and the wildlife here. There's just a lot of things, and so there's certainly times during all the process so far that we've stopped and kind of asked, will we regret this? Will we be sorry? How long will we want to do this? Are we crazy? There's just a lot to process.
I think what really appeals to me is being unencumbered. I love the feel and the idea of minimalism that van life brings with it. Let's face it, you can only have so much in a 60 square foot living space. So that's kind of cool to me. And just being kind of free and being able to come and go as you please.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, as hard as it is for me to leave these things behind, I think I was the one that actually, we'd get home from a trip and I'd start already thinking about where we can go next. And I think what makes it easier is that we know we can come back. We can come back and enjoy the beaches here in South Florida and so many of the things we love, and to see our neighbors again. It's not like we're saying goodbye and never coming back.
Right.
So that was, that helped us in the decision-making process, for sure.
So, how long will we last? I don't know.
We don't know. And we've actually heard rumors that some of our friends and family have been making bets on how long we'll last.
But we're up for the challenge. I'm sure there's going to be times where we're going to miss the creature comforts of home, not having a washer and dryer and
our own toilet,
having limited resources and things like that. But again, we're up for the challenge. We're ready to explore and see God's creation. So, you tell us, are we crazy?
And what's next? Like, as Steve mentioned, there's definitely going to be challenging. There's going to be challenges. It's going to be different being in a little tiny home on wheels full time. We realize that full time is going to be a little different than part time. So I think the next thing we need to do is take a critical look at the van. When we built it out, we didn't build it out with full time in mind. So we're going to have to figure out if there's changes we need to make at all before we get on the road. We also have to get our house sold. We plan to bring you along as we get the van ready and packed up. And we look forward to taking you along as we get on the road full time. And we expect to see a lot of amazing things and have some incredible experiences.
So, thank you for watching. We look forward to what's next. And we hope you come with us.
Yeah, come with us to Utah, Colorado, California,
East Earl.
Wherever that is, you probably don't know. Where else do you want to go? Timbuktu? No, that's not in the U.S. You can't think of any places. You can tell I do the planning for our travel.
Audrey just tells me where to go.
Anyway, we're going to go to some fun places, and we hope you'll join us. Come along with us. After doing a lot of talking, thinking, weighing the pros and cons, and praying, we decided to take the plunge into full-time van life.
We feel like this is an opportunity we just can't pass up.
So if you've been following along, you know all the rest of the story since we bought the cargo van, but if not, you can go back and watch some of our very earliest videos. We've been videoing the whole process of building out and traveling. I don't know, and then a lot of our friends and family are actually making bets on how long we'll last.